Minecraft Live was not announced today, yet speculation on the update inside will not end. And unlike usual, it doesn't seem to be baseless because Minecraft have posted multiple end-related videos in a row, including this one to Instagram, which, let me tell you, when they finish the portal, it's crazy. Mojang knows what they're doing when they post this, and then the next day they post a video that says don't mix up an enderite with an ender pearl, or at least don't throw it, and both of these places are filled with comments saying end update in the week where we're expecting to see a huge announcement about the next update. Posting multiple end teasers is either trolling us relentlessly, and they know they're doing it, or indeed is this a hint that we will be able to get an end update even within the drop system? Let's talk about that today, because hello, I'm Cat, by the way, and you can subscribe to the channel to see more Minecraft news. Today, we're going to be talking about three main things: the end update, the real reality of it, what has been shared by Mojang, and what can actually happen. We're going to talk about the much more speculation zone of the fourth dimension, and then we'll come back into what exactly Minecraft Live is going to include, given that they didn't announce it this month. In fact, they didn't do a Minecraft Monthly this month. There are lots of questions that I think you probably need to ask, but today we're going to start with the big one. Can you get an end update within the drop system? Because for a long time I would say that no, actually. I think while the drops are going on, that is to say free monthly updates, you don't want them to take a look at your biggest favorite feature in the game because they can't do so as fully as you might like. I think that this certainly seems like it's true, but I'm starting to lean more and more towards the idea of the TikTok system, having small updates then bigger updates, and summer updates have been big based on our sample size of one so far, and I saw this theory from Mint Refresh that said the end update is 100% possible within the drop system and can still have more snapshot time than the Never update got, with the idea being that if they simply split their year into two 6-month iteration windows, then it allows them to have this 6-month window to do snapshots, because the Never update actually only had snapshots start in February for a June release, and so we could effectively be having the early days internal development of this update happening as of January, week 2 or 3, meaning we could have an end update be more fleshed out than the Never update and still come out in the current system. This is some hopium, to be clear, but it does make me think that, yeah, actually, maybe you shouldn't fear an end update in the drop system. Maybe it isn't something that is unlikely at best and a terrible idea at worst, but maybe it could really happen, and maybe it could actually be a decent idea that works, because again, I think it's fairly reasonable to say that the spring drop, if every single part of Mojang was working non-stop on it, then I think the people working on programming would have a pretty easy time. There has been no changes to the mob spawn mechanics, just their visuals, and most of the kind of changes have been removing that name tag trade or have been slightly altering what comes out of a grindstone. Again, it's possible that just everyone takes January as a chill month and February as another chill month, or it's entirely possible that they're prototyping whatever comes in the summer drop. And so, does that mean there's space for an end update? Well, Mojang certainly are hinting in that direction, so either they know what they're doing and they're giving us a little bit of help, a sign of things to come, or maybe that's just good marketing, or specifically, maybe they're marketing something else, which just made reference to a end update, because if you haven't heard, the Minecraft Movie 2 producer had some interesting things to say about the second movie. So right now we know that the movie is in production. It is something that has a release date that they have actively announced. It's July 2027, and the producer was asked and noted that there is a whole lot of requests for the Ender Dragon to appear in the Minecraft Movie 2, with Lee recalling them saying, yeah, just make that movie, but make sure the Ender Dragon is in it. In other words, he's confirmed the number one thing that players want is the Ender Dragon, and that's a really interesting thing to say, in my opinion. I think that it's all but a guarantee the Ender Dragon shows up in the Minecraft Movie 2, but just like how the Minecraft Movie 1 referenced a bunch of new things from Minecraft Legends, that hot new property they just released. Yeah, that went really well, I'm pretty sure. We talk about Minecraft Legends all the time, trust me. But Minecraft Legends is a game that obviously was big at the time that they were working on the movie, and so right now, while they're working on the movie 2, the big thing they might be working on is this update, because last summer's update was the one that changed how Minecraft looks forever. Is this the update that changes how Minecraft looks forever? brackets in that one dimension? It could be. I do think, though, that there's something really interesting to be said about Minecraft kind of tying into one of their spin-offs as a way to update a something major in the game to do with a dimension, and that is the biggest active theory around the fourth dimension that exists. But before we come into that, there are some spoilers later. Let's talk about what Mojang have officially said themselves about a fourth dimension, which, let's be real, is very close to nothing. They did bring in the Ancient City portal, although they rarely acknowledge that it is a portal, instead just leaving it there, generating in everyone's world, and the only actual fourth dimensions that have existed in the game are ones that have come from the various silly snapshots that have actually released. So if you don't know, in 2020, Mojang made a snapshot with an infinite number of new dimensions. It was 24W14 Infinite, which I really liked actually. It had swaggier stairs in it. Then Minecraft introduced in 2013 the Moon dimension via 23W13 A or B, and then in 2014 they made the poisonous potato snapshot, which introduced the poison potato dimension, which was also absolutely glorious in my opinion. These all showed that there is some space for new dimensions in Minecraft, although they were in varying degrees of silliness. I personally really loved the most recent snapshot to do with going into different dimensions, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this year. But ultimately, I would say that overall, we kind of have this big thing where Mojang sees the fourth dimension almost like they see the Red Dragon, which Notch recently came out and said, yeah, we only talk about that in kind of the days of how we used to talk about it. So is the fourth dimension a joke like that, or is it real? Well, it depends on whether you want to take the official line, which is, I think, yeah, maybe one day, but certainly not any plans right now, or whether you want to take a look at the kind of deeper speculation. So this now is where the spoiler zone begins. This is not going to be coming directly from Mojang's mouth. I like to be clear of what my sources are. This is a tweet from Heuristic, the Minecraft wiki admin, and a guy you might know. He just simply tweets, Minecraft's fourth dimension is called the Wellspring, and I totally saw that, and I was like, well, you can't just say that. You can't just add nothing to a tweet and make a bold claim like that, or, it's bordering on misinformation. I mean, maybe is it a leak? But actually, it turns out there is at least something behind this. So in November last year, Heuristic tweeted out saying, in response to Moxmon's video about the end update, he don't know the fourth dimension is first. A bold claim, that's for sure, but also then following that up with what seems to be a leak, because he said, and this is something, again, that you usually can't trust someone who just says stuff on Twitter, but this is someone with at least some amount of reputation to protect, and it's also someone we know is in the Secret Leaks Discord, so, how much of that is being shared and how much is their fantasy, you can't say, but I want to share this with you anyway. But they say that according to Minecraft Dungeons 2 leaks, there is a big surprise, which is a key element of the game lore that will tie into vanilla. A key element of the lore of Dungeons 2 tie into vanilla. Wellspring is coming. And indeed, that does make perfect sense if Dungeons 2 is going to have a fourth dimension. This has been heavily hinted from the leaks we've seen previously, and that makes sense if they want to tie that into the base game, which it's possible they do. This is one of the ways they could make it be more successful, but I do think that's now 3 layers of assumptions built on top of each other, and if we add onto the fact that Mojang have said repeatedly in the past they don't want to add a fourth dimension until they've updated the third one, it means that either this game is happening years in the future, or it's happening, say, as soon as next year, but that's actually a kind of additional piece of proof for the end update. But yeah, for anyone who tells you that a fourth dimension is coming before the third, right now, we certainly have no proof of that. We only have proof of the opposite, which is, I mean, a little bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Speaking of things being what they are, let's talk about Minecraft Live, because I made the prediction in yesterday's video that today had about a 50% chance of Minecraft Monthly releasing. This is a monthly series they do where they like to make their big announcements about snapshots and indeed Minecraft Live, but weirdly enough, it did not come out today, meaning that February's Minecraft Monthly is either coming out on a Saturday, I don't believe this happens a lot, or it's going to happen in March, which I think is fun. I can't criticize them too much. When it comes to my organization, we run a little bit late on the live stream, so I'm glad that Mojang and us see eye to eye on our timeliness and organization skills, but I would still like to say that even though Minecraft Live wasn't wasn't announced today, we have a decent amount of information about what's going to be inside of it, and I figured I would give all of this to you anyway, because I have, first of all, got to share the fact that yes, Mojang knows that everyone's asking for an end update, but they also know that the top comment on basically everything they post is fix Bedrock, Mojang. So much so, in fact, that I saw a Reddit post today that simply said the first time a top comment isn't fix Bedrock, Mojang was today, and one of the top comments here was theorizing that they started deleting the comments, which, you know, whether that's true or not, I think is maybe not necessarily here or there. It means that whoever's running the Minecraft socials is hopefully communicating to the team that Bedrock needs to be fixed. And so in the same way that hopefully whoever's working inside of Mojang knows that the moment they have a good idea for the end update and can actually do it, they should, I think the same thing is true for fixing Bedrock. And so I think that if they're about to do a Minecraft Live, which to be clear is not live, they pre-record it, we know it's just been recorded based on one of the hosts has already shared it and we're likely to see more soon. Minecraft Live has just been pre-recorded, and if it has been recorded already, that means that one, hopefully they have the time to think about what the response will be, and so they can directly address that rather than letting it sneak up on them. And two, it means that actually whatever version of the thing that's going to be announced at Minecraft Live isn't going to be whatever update with 3 months of development, but probably only with the first bit, because even if they've been working on it since January, which is entirely possible and likely, that still means that they've had 6 weeks to work on whatever it is. So are we going to get our first little slice of what is changing at Minecraft Live? Yes, and we'll be able to see someone play with it. But when will Minecraft Live be then? If there is a big update, the bigger of the two in this, TikTok drop cycle. But if the actual more exciting of the two updates so far this year is about to be revealed, when is Minecraft Live? Well, we're going to find out soon. But if you want to know what I know, and therefore what I'm basing all of my busy decisions on, the last two have been on Saturdays, and so that means that Saturday the 20th is most likely. It could certainly be on Saturday the 27th, and it could theoretically be on the 13th, but based on the fact that they usually like to roll this out after the update is finished, just before it's out, and just before the snapshots for the next update start, I think that we can therefore say that it's the 20th or the 27th, and so if you're waiting for February's Minecraft Monthly, it will be in March, and it will reveal, likely, the date of Minecraft Live. But what else is happening at Minecraft Live? Well, obviously, they're going to be talking, hopefully, about fixing Bedrock. They're going to be talking about what is in the next Minecraft update, hopefully a big chunky one, that I would like to be an end update, but we'll be real and say that that's just one of many possibilities. And also, hopefully, we'll see some more information on that Minecraft spin-off. We have been saying that for 3 Minecraft Lives in a row, but the longer they have to develop it, the better of a game they'll have, and so this is something to be excited for. I certainly hope so. Anyway, with that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know that being real with you and sharing that, yes, even though Mojang have referenced the end portal twice within this week, I know that sharing stuff like that is something, and not coming to the conclusion that an end update is 100% guaranteed is not what some people are going to want to hear, but I feel like it needs to be said anyway, because hype is important, but so is realism. I think that being excited and hyped is important, but way more important is the truth, and so that's exactly what I've decided today, and I hope that you enjoyed it, because I've got to go, by the way. I've got to go meet a couple of friends for a drink and a Yorkshire pudding that's actually a burrito. Sounds like a fun time. Speaking of a fun time, I'm actually now in my super flat, or my void flat world, at the point where I can buy some podzol, and I've decided I absolutely need to do it. I sold my one and only mushroom to get a fermented spider eye, and now I'm going to use these emeralds to buy some podzol. It's going to open up huge opportunities. But speaking of huge opportunities, I hope you all enjoyed this video, because wow, is that the, rather than in its real form, because I could have been like, wow, look, there's an Enderman over there. This Enderman is so incredible, and it, honestly, just like the end update, you keep thinking it's so close, and then you get there, and all of a sudden it decides to teleport a little bit further away. Is that what's happened with the end update today? Maybe, but I certainly like to believe that we definitely can be getting it at Minecraft Live, but will we? Let's find out. Let's also find out how good a Yorkshire pudding burrito wrap is. Anyway, thank you, and good night.